welcome and thank you so much for joining me, Alyssa Arundell, for your 2021 tarot card reading. I cannot believe we're in 2021. For this year, what we're going to do is pull 12 cards, and these 12 cards are going to symbolize each month of the year for your specific zodiac sign. In the middle of this spread is going to be what's called a significator card. So this is a card that is a running theme throughout your year, and then as each month comes up, we're going to compare this card to the card that you pulled for that specific month. So I hope that makes sense. I will also be leaving timestamps beneath this video so that you can refer back to each month as you go throughout your year. So all you need to do is save this video in your favorites or something, and then you can refer back to that. Before we dive into this year's reading, I'd also just like to thank you for joining us for our daily show. Thank you for joining me for these monthly videos. It really does mean a lot to me. If you would like to check out your free 3-card tarot spread, you can do that by clicking on the link beneath this video. It's completely free. And if you would like to reach out to myself for a live one-to-one consultation, I'd be more than happy to work with you and to serve you in whatever way I can. But without further ado, let's get into this year's reading. Hello Aries, and thank you for joining me for your 2021 tarot card yearly spread. The first card that we are going to pull here is your significator card, and this is what is sort of your main theme for this year, Aries. And wow, it's a Chariot. I feel like so many things are going to be moving forwards for you this year in a very fast-paced way. For some of you, this is going to include travel or maybe even a move in residence. Whatever the situation is for you personally, and this is a general reading, Aries, is that things are going to be moving very fast-paced. I think this year for you in particular is going to go quite quickly. I think you can get a lot done this year, but I also think it's important to try and not get into that state of overwhelm, because there is going to be a lot of things changing in your life this year. So please make some time for yourself. So the month of January, Aries, the card that comes up here is the 10 of Wands. I feel the start of the year may not be the easiest for you guys. Sorry to say. The 10 of Wands is about feeling burdened, feeling a bit drained, feeling like you're carrying everybody else's baggage, right? And you're walking uphill with this big backpack on, and it's dragging you down a little bit. You've got to get assertive at the start of this year and start delegating, telling people what to do. You don't have to do it all yourself. Sometimes this can be out of guilt because you feel you have to do it yourself. Sometimes it can be out of control because we feel like we don't want other people to do it because we don't know whether they will do the job as well as we think they could. So maybe a little bit of trust has got to come in January. If we compare it with the significator card of the Chariot, I do feel this month will be sort of over before you know it. Sort of blink and you'll miss it. So the burden feeling won't last that long, but I do think it will be a good opportunity for you to practice that assertiveness with other people, telling them what you want and what you don't want. Now let's move on to February, because we have the Empress here. The Empress is a fantastic card. This is about abundance. This is about fertility. This is about just feeling full of all the wonderful things in life. For some of you, this could represent a pregnancy or birth, because Chariot's very fast-paced energy. The Empress is this fertility, so it could be a quick birth. If you're not expecting, or you don't want to be expecting, this can be more to do with just your life in general feeling fruitful in a lot of ways. Your life in general feeling that you have a certain amount of abundance coming through in February. You've moved through that burdensome feeling and now you're feeling more respected. So I think February is going to be a brilliant month for feeling respected, feeling on top of your game, and feeling really confident and beautiful in yourself. If we move forwards to March now, we have the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups here is messages, because knights represent messages. And this can be messages about love, because cups are our emotions. Let's compare him to the Chariot now. The Chariot, very fast energy. The Knight of Cups, messages about love, messages about romance. You could, if you're single, be in the throes of, you know, texting, emailing, at the start of a relationship when it's those back and forth messages. If you're already in a relationship, I think that it could be deepening in quite a big way. This could mean moving in together. This could mean some sort of deeper commitment, whether that's an engagement or marriage of some kind. But I think in terms of your love life, things can change very quickly in March. Some decisions and choices that perhaps you've been wondering about, how to make those decisions and choices. I think in March that will become a lot clearer to you, and you're actually going to make the choice that you have been procrastinating about. If we move forwards to April now, Aries, we have the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands asks you to just give yourself that fanfare, you know, make yourself feel like you are receiving that victory, because this is a card of victory. This is a card of awards and rewards in many ways, Aries. So April is a time for you to really shine, for you to get some recognition for all of the hard work that you've put in. The only word of warning that really comes with this card is just to say, you know, don't get too carried away with this situation. Stay as humble as you can. Because, you know, sometimes when we get a little bit big-headed about things, it can come across as an arrogance, but that's not what's meant. What's really meant for you in April, Aries, is just for you to, shine, glow, get all of the good stuff that is owed to you, you know, hard work that you've been putting in for many, many years even. This is your year where you'll get some recognition, a pat on the back for all of the hard work that you have put into your situation, put into your family situation, and put into your life in general. So some good things can really come back to you in April there, Aries. Now May for you, Aries, we have the Page of Batons, the Page of Wands. And this guy is so cool, you know, he's very creative, he or she. This is a start of a new adventure. You might not have all the resources quite at your fingertips, but there is such passion, such drive, such ambition in May, Aries. I think your fire is really going to come back, particularly if you felt like you've gone through a time in your life where your confidence has just been chipped away and knocked and knocked and knocked. Come May time, I feel you're going to feel more powerful within your body image. And your body doesn't have to change for you to feel like this. It's just the way that you see yourself and the way that you put yourself out there. So I think you're going to see a lot more come to the fore in terms of how you feel about yourself, your confidence, your ability. Perhaps you've been in a job where you're not quite sure what it is that you're doing. We've all had those jobs where we start and we're like, I have no idea what I'm doing. And sometimes that can make us feel really stupid because we think, oh, you know, I'm dumb, I can't do this. But actually, maybe it's just not the right job with the right skill sets. I think in May, you're really going to be finding your feet and excelling and becoming quite a presence that people are going to want to be around. So now we'll move on to June. Wow, you have more messages coming in. This is the Knight of Pentacles. So we said knights are messages. So you had messages about love here. And now in May, you have messages about your finance, about your material plane. With the significator of the Chariot, I feel like you are going to be perhaps making some big ticket purchases in May. This can be a new car, a new home, redecorating your house in some way. Yeah, so I definitely think towards the middle of June, you're going to be seeing some things unfolding in terms of your finances, things you've been waiting for, news you've been waiting for, and this could happen very quickly. And I think it's likely to be quite a positive outcome, even if the experience of getting there hasn't been positive. Now, I know that sounds a bit cryptic, but what's coming up for me is an example of some kind of, say we're talking about an inheritance. Well, there are several things that lead up to an inheritance. First of all, somebody has to perhaps pass away, which is tragic in itself. Secondly, if there's more than one person that's an executor of this, will or whatever, that can get messy. Sometimes families can end up falling out. There can be shenanigans, right? I think a lot of us have been through something like that, even if that's not the exact example. So I definitely think in June you'll be getting the news about what is owed to you, even if the route to get there has not been straightforward. So I hope that makes sense in the way I've explained that. So now let's move into July, Aries, and this is just a beautiful card for July. It's the 10 of Pentacles. This is abundance in all of its forms. It's feeling abundant in your work, feeling abundant in your home, money coming in, stress being taken off. And with the Chariot as well, this could be some kind of windfall, because we got to remember what's going on an outside scale. So if this is your individual zodiac sign, then obviously there will be other factors. There will be what's happening for you astrologically. There's things that are happening on a political scale in the world, in a health scale in the world. And so it's like spirals. It's like that snake, the snail with the spirals. So your individual year so far, Aries, is actually looking very positive. Now, obviously, the reason I'm saying that is there are outside influences that can change things around. But generally, I think for your sign in particular, it is going to be more of a year of karma coming back to you in a good way. Because this July card is so sunny and bright and happy. This is what you've been waiting for. You start off the year feeling burdened, drained, exhausted, fed up. Sort of as we move forward, you have to stand up for yourself, and now you're starting to see some of those rewards. So let's see what happens for you in August. August is the Hierophant, so I feel like you're going to have to get more disciplined in August. This isn't necessarily about going against the grain. This is about sticking to what is known, not breaking away from a traditional path. So you may want to postpone anything that is deemed against the status quo just for this month. That isn't because you are being asked to hide your truth. It's that there may be a better time to do it. And whatever it is you need to shake up and change may be more well received if you don't do it in August. So I feel for August, play by the rules. Try. It's not about thinking about outside the box in August. It's about going with what is known, going with what is traditional, going with what is conservative. And that is, for this month, what you're being asked to do. It could also mean that you get involved in some kind of higher organization. So this could be a company that means a lot to you, a charity that means a lot to you, or maybe you get involved in a new spiritual organization or group, something that is going to feed you your knowledge, but you're definitely not necessarily going to be the head of it. Okay, you're going to be more the follower of it just for this month. So if you are more of a leader by nature, maybe August might be a little bit frustrating for you. So September, wow, September. We have the 5 of Swords comes up. Pick your battles wisely in September. There may be frustrations and niggles, but I definitely think it's not worth rocking the boat too much if it can be avoided. I keep referring back to this card here in April, where you're being asked to really stand up for yourself, tell people how you feel. You had some of that in January as well. But September, I just feel like if you get involved in a dispute, you will win the argument. I definitely think you will win the argument, but I don't think you will come out feeling like a winner. It's almost like you've won the argument, but then what? It's a hollow victory, the Five of Swords. So if you can be as diplomatic as possible in September, I feel that would be beneficial. If we compare it to your significator, which is this Chariot card, I just feel like if you do get annoyed, it's likely to be because, one, you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling frustrated, your patience is tested, people are getting on your nerves, they're not quite getting where you're coming from, and I feel bite your tongue if you can in September. So August, September, you're being asked to be a bit more reserved, which is difficult because that's 2 months back to back where you're kind of having to put a dampener on your energy. But, you know, you've got to do what feels right for you. And if you feel like you've watched this video and you've heard what I've said, but you think, no, do you know, I've got to do what I feel, then more power to you. You have to ultimately follow your own moral compass. This is just spiritual guidance. But like we said before, there are a lot of factors to consider. So you have to do ultimately what feels right for you. Now in October, we have the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is so many choices. October, I feel doors are going to be opening up for you. Again, sorry to use that word again, but overwhelm, because there are so many choices. It's like you start one project, you start another project, and another one, another, and it's like nothing gets finished, but you're just so excited. It's like a kid in a toy shop, you know? But it's better to have those options, surely, than not to have them at all. So sometimes we get stressed, or I like to call it good stress, when we get stressed when good things are happening. It can still bring up some stress in us. Especially, again, with the Chariot card, fast, you're being given so many options. This could be options to do with lovers if you are single. It could be options to do with work, career. Maybe you get more than one job offer at once in October. So definitely things to consider. But again, better to have those options than not. So exciting times. Now, November 2021... is the Moon. Whoa. Major Arcana card. You have had a few this year. So the Moon for November, the Moon has many meanings. Some people would say it's more negative. Some wouldn't even see it that way. I like to offer a balance. So in its detrimental view, the Moon can mean secrets being revealed, things that you wanted to find out, things that have been hidden from you, all come into light, being illuminated in November. Some of these things might be difficult to hear. I got to be honest with you, Aries, but you'd rather have the truth than not. There can be some confusion, some illusion when this card goes on. It's like being in a misty sea at night. You can't quite see the hand in front of your face and not quite sure where you're headed. So there could be a bit of confusion. But you're very psychic, and because the Moon is about that psychic energy, it's about that feeling, it's about intuitively knowing what's up. And so I feel this month you are going to just innately know if anybody's lying to you. You're going to innately know the truth in your gut, right? So you might not have the facts in front of you, but I think psychically you know what's going on. So maybe something you've been wondering about all year, trying to get to the bottom of, comes to light in November. The truth will out, and the truth does set us free. It's not always easy though, because the truth can be painful, particularly if it's something we don't want to hear, but we do want to hear it because it's the truth, but we don't want to hear it because it's painful, right? So November, a lot of things coming to the surface. And then to end this yearly spread, December 2021, you have the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is a guy who is sometimes a youth that's going to get into a little bit of trouble. You could find that someone younger than you comes to you for some assistance this month, Aries. Or you're slicing through the truth of situations. You've got some great ideas, particularly involving business. And with that Chariot card as your significator card for this year, I feel your business ideas could really follow through. So I think in 2022, which seems like so far away if you're watching this at the start of the year, this year's just going to go so quickly for you. And I think by next year, all the foundations are being laid into place. You're coming out in some way this year. You're really saying who you are. January, you are feeling burdened, but you're going to learn how to delegate. February, there could be some kind of announcement of a birth, pregnancy, or the seed of an idea is growing within your mind. March, you are going to have some news about your love life. The emotional feelings coming through. So this is very much about your very personal relationships. April, the Six of Wands, you have that fanfare, some good news coming in, which helps you feel recognized, noticed, and appreciated in your life. May, you are on fire, coming up with so many creative ideas. You might not have all the resources, but you're going for it. June, there is news about your finances coming in, particularly involving anything to do with estates or inheritance, things that you've been waiting for. July, you are feeling fruitful and feeling quite abundant in a lot of ways. August, stick to traditional roots. Don't think outside the box too much. I never thought I would say that, but that's what this is asking you to do. September, choose your battles very wisely. You can be the winner, but you could end up ultimately feeling like the loser. October, a lot of choices involving your romantic life and your work life. November, secrets are going to be revealed and you're going to get to the truth of the matter. And then by December, you are well on your way to making a bright new future for yourself, Aries. Have faith in yourself. Have faith in your talents and passions, and just know that through any bumps in this year, you will come out feeling a lot more positivity for the following year to come. Treat this year as a ride, because it certainly will be a roller coaster for many of you. So there you have your 2021 tarot card reading. Thank you again for joining me. It really does mean a lot, especially those of you that join me month to month. You've been with me since I started doing this on Patrick's channel, so I'm really, really honoured to share this time and space with you. If you haven't checked out our daily show, I'd really love you to come along for that ride as well, because it's so much fun and we love being with you every single day. And it's just an honour to have that, really. So I hope that this spread has given you some idea of what you could potentially expect energetically this year. I just want to wish you a peaceful new year. I really hope that you are safe wherever you are in the world, and that you your families, friends, those that matter to you are also safe. I'm sending you lots of love for this new year, and I really hope that things pan out in a way that is beneficial for all of us on the planet. So until we speak again in January, take care, stay safe, and speak again very soon. Alyssa.